Boot died on us.
Oh, did he?
So all of a sudden, everybody just sort of kind of got attached to Boot, and then all of a sudden one day, one of the trainers called and said, Boot can't do his close-ups today because he's passed on.
Oh,
and so I think Bob Cinader, who was the executive producer and the creator of the show, said, well, that's it. We're going to do it without a dog for a while. So a couple, 2 or 3 years went by, and Bob was always toying with this idea of having a dog, having a station house dog that did nothing, that just sat on the couch and ate. And he got his wish when he got Henry.
No kidding. And also, do you think you'll ever consider going back and doing a soap opera? I used to watch General Hospital when you were on there, too.
Well, I got to tell you, when I was doing Loving for ABC, that was the most fun I've ever had doing anything. I mean, I loved doing Emergency for 7 years, but Loving was just one of those kind of shows where every time you swung your feet off the bed in the morning, you were just so excited about going to work. I never had so much fun and so much camaraderie with people. The other soaps, they get to be a little tiring after a while. And believe me, soaps are a lot of work. They're a lot of work. It's a lot of dialogue to remember and everything. Yeah, I would never say never. But right now I'm so darn busy that, and soaps are so all-consuming. They literally take over your life after a while. Yeah, I would really have to be in a really kind of special place to do a soap right now. I'm just so darn busy and enjoying what I'm doing so much that I don't see that in my immediate future.
But it could happen anytime soon.
Okay, Margaret, anything else?
You need if you need a place to visit, come visit Vancouver one of these days. I would love to
now you're talking about
meet
Vancouver,
you one day.
Canada, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Margaret, that is on my list of places to go and places to see.
Yeah, Vancouver, Canada is the best place.
Well, Margaret, you stay in touch with us through Randy's website that we gave out, and you'll find out where he's going to be visiting and see what's going on.
And it could very well be Vancouver.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Randy. It's been a pleasure. You've made my day. You made my years. And thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Margaret.
All right, Margaret, thanks a lot for calling. I appreciate it. I want to, for the studio, let's skip the 8:50 break if I can, please. So we'll move directly to Talk 6 at 8:50, 8:30. This will give me a chance because I've got a lot of emails here. Randy, Vicky asks, is it true that you had no problem with heights, but that Kevin did?
Yeah, and I had a lot of problems with water, but Kevin didn't.
Oh, okay. Now, she asks, how many of the stunts did you actually do?
Well, let me put it to you this way. If you're watching the television show itself, and you can see my face, that's me. If you can't see my face, it's probably not me.
Okay, so if it's shot from the back or a distance, or you can't clearly identify the person, then it's somebody else.
Right, and we did the majority of all the stunts until finally I think it was about the third year, we turned around and we said, who are you? Well, you've been here for 3 years. Who are you? I'm your stuntman. Really? Well, get your ass out there and be my stuntman then. We kind of got conned into doing all the stunts. And finally, after about the 6th or 7th year, we finally went, wait a minute, what are we doing? Let the stunt guy do it. But we did the majority of the stunts.
Well, it's just youthful exuberance.
Yeah, exactly. And they knew how to they knew exactly how to get to us. They said, look, we're going to have these, because, we know you guys can't do this. But we're going to have these guys. Well, when you do that, when you hit a guy's pride, and they knew exactly how to play us.
They might have had a doctor on the scene, too, right? In case you got hurt.
We always had a paramedic.
Teresa from Ohio says, want to say thanks for all the great work you've done over the years, and Teresa wonders if you had any favorite TV shows when you were growing up.
Yeah, and I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was the Andy Griffith Show. And I got to live a dream in 1980, I think it was 82, maybe 83, where Don Knotts, I did a play called The Man with the Dirty Mind. And it was Don Knotts played my father, and Rue McClanahan played my mom.
All right.
I was in heaven because I grew up watching the Andy Griffith Show.
All right. Well, that's certainly a favorite of many. Garrison says that you've answered some of this already. Like to know any stories, Randy, you had of working with or for Jack Webb. You already talked about that, and in some ways I think we've talked about it more than you wanted to. He mentions in the pilot he detects what he calls the Jack Webb, I'm going to say syndrome, where Gage kind of dismisses the idea of paramedics being practical, and DeSoto gives them the Joe Friday, what used to be called, what in the heck, it wasn't the gospel. What did they had a phrase for that where he would give the lecture. But did you think that Webb's influence was very apparent through the whole series?
Not the whole series, no, not at all. But boy, the pilot, that was Webb's signature.
Okay, so you would certainly agree with the Garrison's observation.
As far as the pilot is concerned. As far as the series is concerned, no. We tried every way in the world to move away from that signature during the series. Mm-hmm.
What about the authenticity? Because Jack Webb was famous for authenticity.
Right, and so was Bob Cinader.
Okay.
Bob said that we will do this show as realistically and as authentically as we can get away with, because NBC, mind you, really had a big, huge control over this. Now, if you'll think back, those 7 years, you could put in one mason jar how much blood we actually could show.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, you're going to see very little blood, maybe a little trickle out of the nose, and very little blood. Now we're awash in blood, on some of these shows. But NBC said, no, you can't show that much blood. Well, Bob Cinader said, oh my God, this is a show about emergency medicine. You've got to show blood. Well, it just shows you, what you can, get away with.
Well, maybe they can just haul people around that are kind of have a cold, and it won't look so bad.
Right.
Get them a drip.
Nexie says, has Universal contacted you or any of the others about doing a behind-the-scenes or memories segment for one of the DV season sets that are yet to be
No, they haven't, and we're a little surprised that they haven't done it.
You'd like to do it, then?
We would love to do it. Kevin and I would love to do it, but I don't know why they don't do it. So write Universal and say, hey, what's going on? Because we would love to do it. It's part of our legacy, and we would like to have a kind of a hand in the reintroduction of it. Because there's going to be a whole new generation of people that are going to see it for the first time. And we would like very much to sit down and reminisce about it.
I think that would be a terrific idea, and they're missing the boat. Jennifer and Helene ask a question. This is a great question. Why didn't you ever drive the fire truck?
I can't tell you how many times I have to answer this question.
Oh, okay.
On every speaking engagement, I always open it up to questions and answers right after I do my speech. And invariably, this question comes up. And it's very simple, and it's really my fault. When we were shooting stock footage, now stock footage is when you don't necessarily need an actor. It's just the squad. The gate goes up, squad comes out, and then goes to the left.